Welcome back to What Healing Knows guided blog series. This blog series is an invitation to connect you to the body's wisdom of healing. Each segment shares reflections, simple practices, and healing mantras to support your journey back to wholeness. I'm Dr. Kidi. This is segment 1, Listening to the Body, episode 2, The Body Remembers. We will talk about how your body never gives up on you, how it keeps calling you back through small, gentle choices that support your healing. We will explore how pausing, listening, and resetting can help you reconnect and begin again. Sit back, relax, and listen to heal. The body remembers. Why healing begins with listening to the body. The body does not just carry pain, it also carries peace if we allow it. Reflection. I once had a patient in her early 90s. She took 2 buses to get to clinic, yet she arrived with her back straight and her step steady, as if she moved through the world with her own kind of grace. Her presence entered the room before her voice ever did. She knew she belonged, and it showed. In her veiny hands, she carried a small black purse with a bronze snap. It looked like the kind that had held decades of stories, coins, tissues, and time. Her words were slow and deliberate, and I often had to lean in just to catch them. Being with her felt like stepping into a living archive. She came at least once a month, not because she needed medical care, but because she was checking on me. Her visits were never really about her health, they were about mine. She would choose the chair, not the exam table, and sit with the calm of someone who knew something worth knowing. How are you holding up, Doc? She would ask. And after I answered all her questions, and there were many, she would reach into that purse, pull out a green and white mint wrapped in clear plastic, and hand it to me like it was her prescription for the day. Then she would stand, look at me in the eye, and say, "Pay attention to your inside. You don't see it, but it's talking to you." At the time, I was too caught up in the whirlwind of my own pace to truly hear her. I scribbled her words into a small diary I kept tucked in the pocket of my white coat. Her voice became one more note in a sea of notes. I moved on to the next patient, the next task, the next chart. It was only later, when I opened that diary again, that I felt the weight of what she had offered me. She was telling me something sacred. She was reminding me that the body remembers. Some people cross our path and give us the best parts of themselves. She was one of them. Her words were the seed that became this reflection. The 3 pillars of what healing knows. Before we step into this week's reflection, the body remembers. Let us return to the 3 foundational truths that shape this work, the pillars of what healing knows. 1. The body carries a built in intelligence and memory. This quiet wisdom is designed to heal, restore, and keep us alive. Our role is to guide the mind to notice, to listen closely, and to follow the body's gentle instructions. 2. Healing begins before we are born. It travels with us through every stage of life. Healing is not something we earn, it's something we're born with. 3. Medicine and science can support but not replace the healing process. They offer tools, care, and insight, but they do not replace the wisdom already alive within the body. This is the heart of this work, and my goal is to guide your mind back to its connection with the body's healing. Recap. Begin again. In Begin Again, the first episode of Listening to the Body, I shared a simple truth. It is always okay to begin again. There is no scorecard, no judgment, no shame in starting over. Some of your responses reflected how this stirred memories, moments when you stepped away from your healing and were unsure how to return. Let me remind you, healing does not stop. Healing does not wait for the perfect moment or ask you to have it all figured out. Healing continues day and night because that's what the body does. What may have paused was not your healing, but your ability to notice and participate. You may have stopped listening to what your body was asking for, but your body kept going, waiting for you to begin again. Healing does not begin with a diagnosis. It's not something we switch on only when something goes wrong. Healing is always present. It's part of living. I walk each morning not because I'm unwell, but because my body deserves to be heard. I walk each morning not because I'm unwell, but because my body deserves to be heard before the world becomes too loud. My grandmother used to count her prayer beads softly throughout the day, not to fix anything, but to come back to herself. These are not acts of urgency. They are acts of connection and repair. They are what keep us whole. When illness arrives, healing rises to meet it. When balance returns, healing finds its rhythm again. It never stops. It waits just beneath the surface, asking us to pay attention. This is why the healing journey is not about timing. It's about returning. It's about reconnecting. It's about honoring what the body remembers. And the moment you choose to listen, today or in a decade, is always the right time to begin again. The quiet work of healing. Healing moves quietly beneath the surface of your awareness, always at work. Even now, as you listen to these words, your body is renewing itself in ways you may never see or feel. Every second, around 2 million red blood cells complete their cycle and are replaced. Within days, the lining of your intestine is rebuilt, protecting and sustaining digestion. All bone tissue breaks down and is renewed, giving you an entirely new skeleton about every 10 years. And each day, your cells complete thousands of DNA repair, quietly mending the wear and tear of living. Even sleep becomes part of this healing process. While you rest, your body restores itself. Muscles are rebuilt. Skin is renewed. The body is always whispering, I am working for you. You're always in the act of becoming whole. Even when you feel broken, your body is already remaking you. The body holds memory. Every cell in the body remembers. When the skin is cut, the cells know how to rebuild. They carry the blueprint for healing. They restore, renew, and bring balance back. Science continues to show that many healing traditions have always understood. Memory lives not only in the brain, but throughout the body. Cells in the kidneys, nerves, and gut can learn and adapt. They respond more strongly to signals they have felt before. So even when we try to push away or ignore the body's healing work, It continues, though it holds the weight of neglect and denial. The body does not carry only pain, it also carries peace if we allow it. It stores every gesture of care, every breath of compassion, and every moment we choose to support it. In Western medicine, the body's messages are often called symptoms or signs. In many Eastern traditions, they are seen as patterns. Whatever the language, the message is the same. The body is speaking from memory. To heal, we must choose to listen. How do we listen to the body? Many have asked, how do I listen to my body? Think of the times you reached for a snack, not because you are hungry, but because you are stressed. The mind says, this will help, even though the body had already turned off its hunger signal. Still, you ate. Or the times you promised yourself rest after taking care of everyone else. Your body asked for pause. Your eyelids were heavy, your breath unsteady, but the mind said, just a little longer. In both moments, the body spoke. You were not hungry, you were tired. The instructions were clear, but the mind led you to follow something else. And the body remembers, and it keeps the record. Where? In the tightness of your stomach, in the heaviness of your limbs, in the circles beneath your eyes. These are not random signs. They are the body's quiet plea to listen. When we ignore that plea, the body turns up the volume. Chronic stress begins to show up as high blood pressure or headaches. Unfelt emotions may lead to migraines, autoimmune flare ups, or deep fatigue. Staying in constant survival mode can wear down the immune system. Even our skin can become the canvas for inner unrest. But here is the grace. We can return to the body. We can guide the mind to listen. We can reclaim how to follow the quiet instructions within. It starts with one simple, intentional step, one simple reset. Did you know that most emotional reactions in the body last only 90 seconds? If we pause, even for just a minute and a half, the intensity often begins to settle on its own. And if we give ourselves 3 to 5 quiet minutes, the nervous system often finds its way back to balance. No fixing, no forcing, just space. The Tinfash Reset, a simple guide. I name my breathing practices and healing space Tinfash, the Amharic word for breath, because you can only listen to your body fully when you come back to your breath. Next time your mind pulls you towards something your body does not want, like picking up your phone when you're overwhelmed, saying yes when your body feels tired, or eating when you're not hungry, follow these steps to reset. Calm, pause, and close your eyes. If closing your eyes is not possible, soften your gaze and focus gently on something in front of you. Count your breath for 90 seconds. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 6 counts. This rhythm gives you about 12 deep breaths, enough to calm your nervous system and bring your body into balance. Create distance. Open your eyes if they're closed. Walk away, put away distractions, or imagine placing your thoughts on a cloud and letting them float away. Give your body time to reset without pressure. Choose differently. Notice what your mind is urging you to do. Then pause and ask what your body truly needs. Intentionally choose the opposite if it aligns with healing and peace. This is the way you train your mind to listen to your body. This is how you begin again. This is what healing knows. How to measure progress. For those who ask how to measure progress, I'll begin by explaining the difference between curing and healing. These two words often live side by side, but they lead to different directions. Curing looks outward, healing turns inward. A cure is an endpoint. It is medical, often quick, and easy to measure. It is the disappearance of illness, the closing of a wound, the mending of a broken bone. Cure says, you're done now. You can go back to how things were. Healing is a process, a becoming. It may happen alongside a cure or in its absence. Healing moves through the body, but also through emotion, spirit, and relationship. It invites you to listen, to change, to integrate what you have lived. We heal when we learn to live with chronic illness and still reclaim joy. When we grieve what was lost and gently begin again. When we choose our past trauma not to define our future. Healing says, even if the pain remains, I can still grow. I can reclaim joy. I can embrace my new reality. You may not be able to track healing on a chart, but you'll feel it. You'll notice it in small shifts, in presence, in relationships, in the quiet moments when you find yourself saying, I feel good. I feel whole. I feel like myself. A cure changes the condition. Healing changes your relationship with the condition. This difference matters because sometimes there's no cure, but healing is always possible. These moments may be small at first, but if you keep listening and reconnecting, they'll grow. Your body will begin to soften. Your breath will slow and deepen. Your mind will feel less loud, less urgent. Your nervous system will begin to trust your choices. And as you return to yourself, others will notice too. Not because you explained anything, but because you are becoming someone your body recognizes as home. The hope. The body does not give up. It's patient. It keeps calling you back. With every mindful meal, every pause to rest, every quiet moment when you stop and say, I hear you, you begin to partner with your healing. These small choices may seem subtle, but they matter. Over time, they become a new pattern. You may not notice the change right away, but the body does. Your body is on your side. It has been with you through every chapter, waiting patiently for you to listen. And that is hope. And perhaps that's what my 90-year-old patient was telling me all those years ago when she pressed a mint candy into my hand and whispered, pay attention to your inside. You don't see it, but it's talking to you. So I invite you to pause, listen, and reset. If you have listened this far, you have already awakened something in yourself. You have turned your attention inward and taken a step on your healing path. Thank you for letting me walk with you. You are now invited into the Tinfash healing space where today's reflection continues with a guided meditation, a journaling invitation, and healing words to carry with you. If today's episode resonated with you, I would love to hear how. Share your thoughts in the comments so we can keep learning and growing together. For more guided meditations, visit me on YouTube at Dr. Kidi. If you share your reflections on social media, tag me on Instagram at drkidi.healing so we can stay connected and keep walking this path side by side. Healing deepens when it's shared. Reach out to someone who reminds you of your truth. Speak honestly. Listen fully. Let your presence bring joy. Until next time, embrace your journey, keep listening, and trust that healing always knows the way. With love and more love, Dr. Kidi.